All right, let's invite people, and I'll start working on the requirements here. Not sure which one to do, the event page or the YouTube page. I'll do the event page. Let's see what I called this thing. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Let's see, live coding, charity option web app. Episode 1, this will be requirements gathering. Link. Join me now. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if anyone will come, but maybe so. That'd be fun. All right. So let's get to it. So episode 1 is going to have, I think, no code involved, but what I want to do is take a real email that I received and a couple of documents, and then talk through kind of how I would look at them and think about how we can build a pretty simple application, maybe over a couple days, that solves this need. Well, we'll see where it takes us. All right. So first, let me switch to show the email that I got. All right. So this is the email that I received that kind of triggered all of this. Now, what does this mean? It says I'm screen sharing and presenting to everyone. Well, I think that means that you can see this. Okay. So I got this email. Now I changed some of the details, just in terms of who sent it and some names involved, etc. But this is the exact email that I received. So I want to read through it and then show a couple of documents that they attached, and then talk through, okay, then how do we go about building the requirements for the application? Okay, so let me just read it. Sean, thanks for the email. I'm hoping you're keeping your head above water. So I have little baby twins. They're 7 weeks old. You may hear them cry in the background. They're getting ready to go to bed now. But anyhow, that's what she's referring to. Billy and I talked yesterday and have come to the same conclusion that we may be able to build this ourselves using Excel spreadsheets. We've done it in Access in the past, but it requires that one person uses it, and that has been a problem. So the background is this is a charity auction for an organization that I am part of the committee that helps raise money for. And you can see that they've done this many times and used a bunch of hodgepodge tools like Excel and Access, and that it's caused problems, like only one person can use it, and it doesn't do many of the things that they need, and they're trying to figure out what to do, and thought about buying some software, but none of it does exactly what they want, and you know the drill. Not to mention it's a charity organization, and people like to collaborate on things. So anyways, Sue continues. So Sean and Billy. Billy's another guy in the organization that's somewhat technical. I think we need to create, all right, and this is what we're going to sort of pull the requirements out of. So she said, 1, a spreadsheet with records of donations, item number, title, description, takeaway of certificate or actual item, minimum bid, donor, contact info, and the type of auction. A few different types, and we'll get into those later. So all right, let's just keep reading. Next, a bid sheet with the information on the item to be displayed for the silent auction item. So this would be like a piece of paper that would sit at the table with the item that's put on display. Or I suppose it could be electronic too. 3, an electronic and printed program with the items for auction. So item number, title, description, takeaway of certificate or the actual item. So right, like just the information about the records and or about the record, the minimum bid, the donor, and the type of auction. So this is something that either people could read online or would be handed out at the event. This is a physical event. And it just basically is a repurposing of the information that we saw up top. All right, number 4, a spreadsheet with records of purchases. Okay, so this looks like it's a new area, a new kind of domain. So purchases, so the purchaser, the contact info, which item they purchased, how much they purchased it for, and how they paid. So this total purchase amount and purchase amount suggests that maybe this needs to be a roll up at the purchaser level, but we'll get to that later. Okay, she says 5, a way of linking the two databases for reporting. So, she's suggesting here that this is 2 tables. One would be the donated items, and 2 would be the purchases. Now we'll figure out if we think it should be designed that way in a minute. Next, a way of linking the 2 databases to produce a form with a list of purchases for each buyer at the end of the evening. Okay, so must be very efficient and serve as a receipt. So this is, imagine there's a physical process at the end of this auction evening where someone gets a piece of paper that shows what it is that they purchased, and it's important that it be done at that point, because the person's going to leave, and the volunteers that are running the auction need to be able to leave right then also. Next, a certificate with contact information of the donor for redeeming the item. So this is when the item itself is like some sort of personal service or other thing that would be redeemed from an individual, and we'll see some examples of that in a minute in what she sent. A record for each donor of the donation. So this is for tax purposes. The person that donated needs some sort of like receipt of what they donated. And then a running total of the total purchase amounts that we could project through the night. So I think we can sort of extrapolate from this that they want to have a live presentation of how the evening's going. And, right now we say total purchase amount, but you could imagine that perhaps we'd want to do something more. Okay, so those are the 9 things that she outlined, that Sue outlined. She said, I'm going to attach some spreadsheets that were used in the 2 past auctions, and then the donation form that they've mocked up, and asked Billy to take a look at the Access database so that he could get some ideas. Okay. So that's kind of step 1. So we kind of read this. That's a real email, and I didn't, except for changing names, I modified literally nothing about it, because I think this is sort of the, frankly, this is better than most of the emails that I get from people when I'm building things. So let's take a look at a few of the documents that then she attached. I think they're interesting, and will give us some other ideas, and then we'll write down some of the requirements that we see from this. So let me open this up. All right. Okay. So the first thing we're going to open up is the auction donation form. Oh, wait, babies are sick.